Do you find that you're always in conflict with other people and that getting along with others is a little bit of a challenge? I know for a lot of my career that was my problem. Or have you done a lot of work on yourself and developed the skills that you need to play well with others? Well, stick with me in this episode because I'm going to help you to develop the social skills that will allow you to have fantastic relationships with anyone. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, Emotional Intelligence Speaker and Trainer of the Year and Master Coach Trainer. And today I want to continue our conversation around all things social and emotional intelligence by moving into the third quadrant of social awareness. Here's what I know. The critical key to overcoming toxic emotions in your world, in your environment, is by developing a high level of social awareness. You see, a lot of times people are self-focused, where they've got their blinkers on and they're just doing what it is that they need to do, and they're not really concerned about what's going on around them. I know myself in my career that I got criticized a number of times for that, where I was constantly just focusing on what it is that I needed to get done. And I was totally oblivious to the emotions, to the concerns, to the feelings of those people around me. And it created a lot of issues. There's also a big emotional disconnect where people are either fearful of showing their emotions or they've been taught to leave their emotions out of it. And with the technology that we use today, everything is about typing in words. So there's a disconnect there, where people don't really understand what's going on for each other. And that can sometimes create a toxic emotion zone where people just dump all their emotional waste on each other because of the things that they're going through. And the end result is that you can have relationships that break down. In the workplace, it can be like a revolving turnstile where the talent keeps turning over because people don't leave jobs and careers, they leave toxic relationships. But it doesn't have to be that way. When we go from being singular, self-focused to an others focus, where we realize that it's not just about us and there are people around us that we need to consider in our world, when we change from that environment that's toxic to one of compassion, where we think about others and we try and understand what it is that they're going through as well. When we have a clean environment in terms of the emotional energy that's around us, people become loyal, raving fans. People want to be around you. They want to work with you. They want to stay with you. They want to collaborate with you, and they want that relationship to grow. To do this, it takes a different set of skills. It takes skills of social awareness. Social awareness is being aware of the needs and concerns of others. Social and emotional intelligence is the ability to be aware of your own emotions and what might be going on in the emotions of others in that particular moment. So we've worked on our own self-awareness and our own self-management. So what we need to do now is move into this area of how do I navigate the emotional environment created by somebody else who I'm connected with. In the work that I do in social and emotional intelligence, I work with clients in 3 competencies. The first is empathy. Empathy is where we are concerned about what the other person could be going through. It's not apathy where we don't care, and it's not sympathy where we feel sorry for them. It's having a genuine concern. The second is situational awareness. It's being able to read the current of what's going on and understand the situation beyond just our own thoughts and our own needs. And the third competency is service orientation. This is about leading with a servant heart and thinking of what others need and giving them that. So in turn, they can give us what we need as well. Over the next few weeks, I will unpack these competencies. But what I want to do today is just give you an overview, some key principles that you need to understand and get a grasp of so that you can become more socially aware. Number one is to take a wide-angled view. It's just like having one of those cameras that has a lens on it that doesn't just see exactly what's in front of it. It sees a panoramic view of what's going on. And that's what we need to do when we're working with other people. Yes, we still need to maintain a focus on ourselves, exercise self-care, all those things that I've talked about before. But we need to look at the world beyond ourselves. We need to realize and have an understanding of what's going on around us. So the first thing to do is to have a balance between what it is that you're doing and being able to pop up and have a look around. It's a little bit like a meerkat, where if you've ever seen a meerkat, they scurry around doing the stuff that they need to do, and every now and then they look up and have a look around. And they do that for safety, and they work together in a group to be able to keep the individuals safe within that pack. And for us, just popping up, having a look around every now and then helps us to understand what's going on around us. The second is to walk a mile in their shoes. A lot of times when we have an opinion or we are having a conversation with someone else and we're only considering our own views, our own understanding, our own level of experience in whatever that subject is, we may miss how the other person is actually going through it. When we take the time to put ourselves in their shoes and think of what it is that they're going through and see it through their lens, it enables an open dialogue. The communication, the conversation is a lot cleaner and it avoids conflict. To do that, we firstly need to have an open mind around the fact that it's okay for other people to have an opinion that might be different to ours. We also need to have empathy around their situation. And you've all heard it. Walk a mile in their moccasins. See what it feels like to be in their situation. And that will make you so much more aware of how you could interact with that person moving forward. The third principle is to regularly check the temperature. It's like when you're cooking a nice big piece of lamb. I could put it in the barbecue, pull down the hood, and it could look really, really nice on the outside. But unless I have a look at the temperature on the inside, I don't know whether it's overcooked, undercooked, or just right. So I use a probe that goes deep into the center of the meat and it measures the temperature. And that's what we need to do when we're working with others. Every now and then we need to check in with the temperature, with the emotional environment, and see what's going in. And that's what we need to do when we're working with people. We need to check in regularly and test the temperature, see how people are feeling, see what things are going on, read the room, so to speak. So just like that piece of lamb, it could look so good on the outside. If we get a little bit more interested and a little bit more curious, we can find out that internally there was some different things going on. Number 4 is to model service behavior. Can you imagine a world where every one of us thought about serving other people that are around us? Wouldn't it be a fantastic world? Now, I'm not talking about serving people to the detriment of our own self-care. It's a balance of helping others with self taken care of, but having a mindset that says, what is it that I can do to help you? When in turn, the result for that is you're going to get what it is that you need as well. So this is a key area in social awareness, where we look at how it is that we can become more servant oriented so that we can work with people and collaborate with people, and together it's a lot more fun and we get a greater output. And number 5 is to detox regularly. I don't know about you, but I see people who have these fantastic green drinks and they do these detoxes where they get all the toxins out of their body and they build it up. And although it sometimes doesn't taste nice, it has a very healthy effect on the body. So in our relationships, when we are socially aware, we do this, where we detox regularly and we have conversations that sometimes need to be had. And we check in with people and we apologize, or we have a conversation that is mutually beneficial around how we could improve. We find out what it is that we need to remove out of that relationship so that it can thrive and flourish and be healthy and produce a positive energy. So there you have 5 key principles that we need to consider as we're moving into this quadrant of social awareness. Social awareness allows you to look beyond yourself and understand what could be going on in the emotions of others. When you do this, you reduce conflict and stress, you increase your productivity and your profitability, and it's a lot more fun to be around the environment that you're in. Well, that's it from me for another week. Join me again next week when we go deeper in the competencies of social awareness by talking about empathy. I'll see you then.